Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, Serial Entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. I am so happy you've joined us. It is a little bit after midnight here, 12:12 a.m. in the United States Eastern Time Zone. But if you're new here, grab your phone, launch your camera app, point it over the QR code like so, touch the ellipse. You'll get my link tree just as easy as that. If you're not watching us, but you are listening to us like on a podcast, audio only, then go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing creations. You definitely want to check out my latest article that released just the other day, and it is an amazing one. Why I fired multi-billion dollar marketing advertising company. Definitely check that out. You can find it by going to believemeachieve.com and then clicking on John C. Morley's recent articles. Another great thing happening today. Started to collaborate with Sheila Mack on her show, so really great doing that on Fridays. Really excited. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you for coming back. Whether you're watching me at 12:14 a.m., 12:14 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., potato, whenever you choose. Really appreciate you being here and soaking up all this great knowledge. Our master topic, everyone, we start on a Saturday, we roll all the way through the week and finish on a Friday. And just to let you guys know, I started this master topic all because an executive at a local marketing company thought it was okay that he was entitled, because they were owned by a huge company that produces software, and he thought that he was, how can we say, um, not responsible for having to follow social media guidelines. I will tell you that since I've posted the very first one, it looks like he has stopped posting the nonsense and tagging on with all kinds of garbage. So I think it's pretty cool. And so let's get right into our topic, shall we? All right. So, our personal topic, getting into this, I want to talk about social media. So, social media, ladies and gentlemen, it is a tool. Use it to inspire, educate, and arouse curiosity. That's what social media should be used for. Respect others in person and on social media. Once you say something in person, you can't take it back. Well, once you get it out on social media, once a few people say it, you can't take it back either. So before you hit that schedule or that post button, make sure you've checked all your T's, that they're crossed and the I's are dotted, meaning that you've checked your grammar, your spelling, you've given credit for any sources you might have used, and also you haven't said anything that would offend anybody, or you've said anything that you wouldn't say to someone in person. All right. So, social media has been around for a very long time, and it's grown and grown and grown. The thing about social media is it keeps changing, like how people interact with it, what they do, when they watch it. Why does social media change so much? I think it's because people's needs are changing and their expectations are changing. That's really the reason why, I can tell you. And it's a pretty cool reason, if you ask me. All right, so let's get on to our next topic in there, and that has to do with comment only about the topic that is in the main post. So that's why I originally started this whole thing. There was somebody that decided it was okay that when I was making some AI posts about technology and things that are happening in the industries, that it was okay for him to go post something totally unrelated to the AI, in the fact that they're hiring at their company and they're a marketing and advertising company. Because first I was like, who's doing this? And I went and looked and I was like, really? A C-level management person at a marketing and advertising company? I mean, they're supposed to know how to act, right? That's like, you going to a doctor and they just forget to sterilize things before they use them. Now, that would be malpractice, lawsuit. But my point is, when you're dealing with a media company, they should know how the heck to talk or how to deal with or how to communicate, right? I think that's pretty important. So, what I did with this post, as I said to you before, you don't want to approach the person and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Knock it off." By doing that, you would come off as socially passive aggressive, and they may retaliate. It just might not end very well. So the good thing to do is just leave it alone. Don't say anything, and do something like I did. I made a post saying this is how social media should be treated. I didn't single one person out, but anybody who's been following my posts would probably figure out who I was talking about. Now, the funny thing was that this gentleman did this not only 2 times to content I posted, but he did it 10 or 11 times in addition to other people's content. So it wasn't just my content. He just figured, oh, I'll just piggyback on things because I want to get a free ride. And again, that just doesn't sit well with me. Why? Because it's below the belt. I mean, you haven't demonstrated credibility. In fact, all you've done is you told me how horrible you are in your business. And somebody who doesn't follow social media etiquette, again, we don't want to have 50 million hashtags, 5 to 7, and don't hashtag things that are unrelated to your content. That's clickbaiting. Don't do that. You might get some people to click on your post. Great. Next time, they won't be so likely to click on your post. In fact, they might wind up blocking you. Yeesh. Blocking you. So when we think about social media, one of the big things is to make sure that you have a plan. That's right. Make sure you have a plan, right? Now, what do I mean by having a plan? Well, you have a plan, and a plan is about what you're going to do. Okay. So if we're thinking about, social media, we want to think about how are you going to post things? When are you going to post? What's your format going to be like? What channels are you going to use on social media? Once you post things on social media, what are you going to do? Are you just going to leave them there, or are you going to interact with people? Are you going to post content that's related to your other content? Are you going to post content that answers other people's questions in their social media? What are you going to do? Are you going to put a theme together by days of the week, uh, by certain holidays? Like, what are you going to do in social media? I hope it's not post your products and services. Don't do that, because that's going to come out as hard selling. Now, it's one thing if you want to tell a story about something, like maybe there was this invention and you invented it, and you want to tell a story about it. I always hate getting toast out of the toaster because I have to get up. So, one morning I was playing around, and after several weeks of tooling, I was able to stay seated at my table. And when the toast popped up, this boomerang thing just shot across the room. I don't know about you. Now, I may not want to buy that, but I think the story is pretty cool. And that alone might get me to want to share it with my friends. I'm like, gee, I've never seen a toaster that could shoot toast halfway across a room. Like, that's something you just can't make up, right? That's something you can't make up. And when I say you can't make it up, you can't. So social media is all around, and social media has a big benefit, but it has a negative benefit too. You see, if you just go and post something on social media and you don't have recourse for how you've done it. You don't plan, you don't have respect. You think, well, because I'm such and such, or because I have a lot of money, I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. And once you start to do that on social media, people are going to block you. People are going to comment negatively on you, or they're just going to ignore you. Yeah, ignore you. Pretty neat. And I want to tell you that social media is the key. If you don't understand social media, someone else will, and they're going to basically take away your customers or take away those relationships. And you might say, gee, what's one relationship? How is that going to harm or hurt me? Well, it's not the one, it's the way that you start spiraling down. Because once you start treating one person badly, the next person, the next person, the next person, and before you know it, you have nobody around you. We were talking about something before, and it's called respect. So you can build respect of your brand and establish it through social media. That means not posting tacky things. If you're a corporate site, do you want to post jokes? You could, but they should be all G, right? They shouldn't be anything that would be embarrassing someone. I've said this before. Don't post or say anything in social media that you would not say directly to someone's face. Maybe think, hey, it's funny to do that. Yeah, it's funny until it aggravates somebody, until they post maybe something back. Now you got a problem because they suddenly have a problem with you. And all you did was make a statement. That statement you made is not supposed to go on social media. Now, it's one thing if you're making a statement because you're trying to get people to not buy a brand because of something a company did and they're acting socially irresponsible. For example, many years ago, I'm not going to mention the name, there's this large ice cream company, and they did something that wasn't very ethical. People stopped buying their ice cream for a few years. Then they kind of, you know, let's say tightened their belt and they got better on track. So, social media is a digital form of communication that is designed to educate, arouse interest, and inspire people to want to learn more. Maybe check out your website, follow your YouTube, follow your Instagram, like it, love it, etc. Right? That's what social media is about. Does social media create a purchase? No, but it builds a brand. It might educate about a problem. It doesn't tell about your solution, but it tells about a problem. And I always say if you're not part of the solution, then you are the problem. So if we had to look at social media from a bird's eye perspective or from, let's say, a very high perspective, social media can definitely build your brand. It can also destroy your brand. Social media can help you unite with people, maybe potential clients, because they like something you're doing. They like maybe a cause that you're supporting. So really think about what are you going to use social media for? Don't plan on using it to aggravate your neighbors. Don't use it because you're trying to get back at your boyfriend or girlfriend if it's personal social media. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep your social media channels separate. So I have John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. But that social media personal channel is not a personal channel because everything I put on there is about my life, but it's motivational. It's not things like, well, I'm using the bathroom at 12:38 and I'm washing my hands at 12:59 or I just got on a plane. Now, getting on a plane could be interesting, but don't tell me your whole life story. Like, okay, yeah, dear diary, I just got up and today I went to start my car and my car didn't start. And so you start like, I don't know, let's say almost like woe is me in a video and then hoping people are going to feel sorry for you. That's not what social media is about. In fact, that's going to get people to say, who is this idiot? Who are these people? I don't want to associate with them anymore. It's funny how, you know, things like crime sells newspapers and, you know, they always say if it bleeds, it leads. But those are short things. They're fads. They're not things people are going to keep following forever and ever and ever. So we've talked a lot about what social media is and what it isn't. Hey, how are you there, RFM? We're just getting ready to log off. But, when we think about social media, the most important thing I want you to know is number one, don't use it and say something that you wouldn't say to someone personally. When you go on social media, don't write a whole book, write a short comment. Remember not to post content that is irrelevant to the post. Okay. So, again, I had this post out there, had a great thing about how farmers are turning to AI to milk their cows. And suddenly this guy decides, oh, he's going to post that he's looking for people in his company. Now, if I was talking about AI technology and things that are used to hire people, maybe, it's a stretch I probably would have tolerated. Now, I didn't go after the person. I didn't say anything negative about the person. I chose to make him the topic of what he did a lesson. Don't let a lesson cost you a reputation because you're not getting that reputation back. Remember, you take weeks or months or years to build it, and you can destroy it in a fraction, a slick of a second. Know that social media has great power. Remember not to harass, annoy, or vex anyone. Of course, don't stalk anyone. Don't troll anyone. Very important. And when people see that you're creating meaningful, quality, engaging content to arouse their curiosity, guess what? They are going to follow you. They may even reach out to you and say, hey, I was just wondering, that post you had. I did one the other day. There was this guy that posted about something AI with banks. And I'm like, yes, but the real challenge is the banks don't care about the consumer. They only care about their bottom line and how much money they can still keep pocketing. And right away, two people got right back to me and said, exactly. I didn't post my website in there. I didn't do anything like that. I just posted that little comment. And because whenever I post, my post has let's say like a tag on it: serial entrepreneur, international professional keynote speaker, podcast host, radio personality on drive time radio, and global marketing specialist. Right? When you think about social media, what goes through your head? Is it a vehicle you see that can help you? Is it something that annoys you? Is it something you see that could potentially give you information to improve your life? What is it? So go back to the rest of these videos because we've shared a lot of them. Today is day 6. But I want you to know that if people are avoiding you on social media, there's a reason for it. It means your content is not valuable. It means that you are selling. Don't sell on social media. Use it to arouse curiosity. Then people will come and check you out. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic evening. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, I just started with my new collab show with Sheila Mack. Just yesterday, we went out to about 18 million people on KCAA radio, live every Friday at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now a lot bigger than my little show in New Jersey that reaches 20,000 people. So definitely check me out every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern. We talked about the 9 levels of power in leadership. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, actually, next Friday, we're going to talk about another great topic, but I won't tell you what that is. Have yourself an amazing evening. And, ladies and gentlemen, social media is a tool. If you don't use it, you'll be put out. If you use it in the wrong manner, well, let's just say you'll be blocked or you'll get a reputation that's not one you'll be too proud of. Have yourself an amazing rest of your night and morning. I'll catch you later tonight. Take care, everyone.